Almanac.
Mr. Gamir in Morocco, 1901. He says the Sultan is virtually held prisoner by his minister. Samuel R. Gamir, the United States consul at Tangier, Morocco, is now on a visit to this country. In a recent interview regarding Morocco said, Morocco, now the only independent government among the Barbary states, is ruled by a boy of some 20 years who is completely under the thumb of his minister. Remember we did the demonstration, the puny boy, by whom he is kept virtually a prisoner in Morocco City. By the Treaty of Madrid signed by 12 of the great powers, the right of protection in trade under two systems is granted to certain Moorish subjects by the respective representatives, whose decisions is absolute. Thus, for instance, a trading house secures for its mercantile agents or Semsars a certificate affording him absolute protection to life and property. You hearing this, brothers? Every house paying customs duties amounting to 2,000 per annum is entitled to 2 Semsars. There is also a minor form of protection known as immobilat, pertaining to property only. This is granted to small farmers and sheep herders. No action can be taken against the holder of an immobilat until a notice of 20 days has been given his representative. When an appeal is made for protection, a protest is sent to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, a well-meaning old gentleman, but after all, only a buffer between the appealing government and the authorities of Morocco, who invariably resort to procrastination. This system of protection works satisfactorily in Tangier. But in the outlying districts where the country is lawless, the local governors are constantly persecuting those who acquire a bit of property and then deny all knowledge of the matter. And there being no courts of law, it is exceedingly difficult to fix the blame. There are no banks in the country, and such a thing as credit or mutual trust is unknown. Lying is universal. Continual persecution by the government making it impossible for the Moor to succeed. Hence, it is that so many come to America in order to take out naturalization papers and to become entitled to the protection of the American consul, whose duties are more ministerial than consular. Well, we just found out where they made a wrong turn. 1901, they was naturalizing. And when you naturalize, you extinguish your nationality. You go under a 14th Amendment citizenship, which Noble Drew Ali said was not needed. Were it not for the reforms maintained by the diplomatic service, the country would scarcely be habitable for Europeans or Americans. The situation regarding the claim of 5,000 notes for the death of Makos Ezekoy continued. Mr. Gamir. Ezekoy was a young Moorish Jew. Again, a Moorish Jew who had come to America and after some months in Boston became an American citizen and married a woman from Brooklyn. Soon after, he went back to Morocco as the representative in Fez of an American house. One day last July, while riding in the streets, the tail of his horse swished against a sharif, or holy man, which so enraged the populace that he was attacked, thrown upon a pile of straw, and burned to death. Remember we did the demonstration where the mother got bumped by the horse and it knocked her teeth out? Remember? Under instructions from Washington, I put in a claim for his widow and child, but it was met with the usual procrastination of the Moorish government, and I was informed by the Grand Vizier that the Sultan could not be seen as he was about to move his capital. Now, twice a year, it is customary for the diplomatic corps to pay a visit to the Sultan corps. And in order to impress the natives, a warship is usually sent with each representative by his government. Didn't we see that on the demonstration I have with Aziz, Haile Selassie, the Egyptian leader Ali, Farouk, and the United States president meeting on the warship The American Destroyer? Why was it called the American Destroyer? And all of them meeting, are they all meeting to destroy America? I'm just saying. This the United States has not done heretofore, but in this case being accompanied by the New York, which was the ship I'm assuming, the claim was speedily taken up. The presence of the warship, however, had no significance as regarding the enforcement of the claim, and it was present only as an escort. The claim has not yet been paid, and negotiations are still pending, but the State Department has its own way of managing such cases, and an early settlement is looked for. The present claims against the government of Morocco amount in all to about 50,000 notes, or 30,000. And all arise out of their outrages against persons under the protection of the United States consulate. But these people are going through Morocco, knocking over people, hitting stuff against sheriffs, man, that they need to be like moving out the way, man. Like stay out the way, 360 all the way around, your hand out the way, unless you in a market or a Soko or something. But other than that, man, get up out the way of the sheriff, man, knocking old ladies' teeth out and stuff, man. Get up out the way. It must not be supposed, however, that Morocco is a wilderness. Outside of the 10-mile limit, it is generally considered unsafe to go unattended by a guard, but the natives are for the most part disposed to be friendly, and attacks in almost every instance have been provoked by the foreigner. Indeed, that's what we just said. Almost every instance has been provoked by the foreigner, just like you see over here. And the government they were saying over there that kept the Moor down, that's here now. Just like I told you before. Morocco City, too, is lawless and without order and is usually avoided by the voyager. But Tangier, only 2 hours from Gibraltar, is on the borderline of civilization. The Spaniards, greatly in the majority among the foreign population, have introduced the electric light and the telephone, which we know Akashic records, man, with the lighthouses shooting across. All that's the Moors, man. Get out of here. It is during the winter months that Tangier is at its grayest. Then the tourist on his way to Cairo looks in for a day or two. The embassies entertain, and the tent club holds the pig sticking meets on the preserve presented by the Sultan. These meets, which have taken the place of the hunt formerly in vogue, usually last about 10 days and are full of rare sport. Balls are given at the British Embassy from time to time. Pause. At which there is frequently an attendance of 200 or more. It is a surprise to my friends that I should complain of the heat since my return, while it is extremely hot during the middle of the day in Morocco. No one ever ventures out. At night we sleep under blankets. For equability of climate, Morocco is surpassed only by the Madeira Islands. And we know, though, North America has the same climate as Morocco, brothers and sisters. I want to go ahead and close out with this. The national organization owns 800 acres of land in Woodstock, where they also conduct a home for the aged. They have just purchased a 50,000 note site in the Berkshire. Remember, I was showing you the 326 acres there? That's over 1,000 acres, brothers and sisters. They have just purchased a 50,000 note site in the Berkshire. Prophets at the door. Star crescent in the sky, star crescent in your eye. One's truth, the other's lie. No, but Drew Ali's alive. Thinking that he's dead, but he's knocking on the door, and you scared to answer for all the falsehood you said, all the packages you sold, taking crumbs for your gold. Took the money out the desk, then you threw it in the road. Took the charter and the mandate, said forget the handshake. Humanity can't wait. I rip them like a band-aid, drop them like a hand weight. Next week I got a clan date, meeting with the wizard, learn to love instead of man-hate. Tassel swinging fast rate, like I got a fan blade. Watch me fly away, reading gnosis off the dial plate. 360 as I cascade into my glass cave, digging up the mass graves of past slaves. Mud to my waist, I'm pulling on the rope, but I feel it's just a waste, cause they wanna sleep late, see the zombie in their face. They love this cup of truth if they only try a taste, if they only try a taste. I made this poem for the Moor Lanre Bay. I seen the brother writing poems every day, so this is for you, brother. Divine honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali and the Moorish divine and national movement of the world, Islam. Uplift each other. Now y'all stop fighting.